So tell me a little bit about yourself. I've read a little bit, but it's still kind of new to me. I haven't kept up with the Rochester music scene.
Okay. Well, I started when I was 16. Started a lot later than most as far as guitar goes. And then I didn't sing until I was 17. So I started late, but I just kept pushing, and over a few years I found my band, my steady band, and we were playing around Rochester, and then we just started branching out and met Anthony, and we've just been trying to go out of town for a little bit.
Now, who's Anthony?
My tour manager.
Oh, okay. Is he with
So,
you? Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm. So we're just, that's how it got started. I mean, basically just running around Rochester and playing as much as we can, so, yeah.
Now, did you have any trouble getting into the clubs up there when you were a teen?
Some of them were a little bit, yeah, because I was underage, so they got a little iffy with that. But overall, it wasn't too bad. As long as they put the big X's on my hand, I was fine.
Yeah. Make sure you couldn't go up to the bar.
Right, but I mean now it's not a problem. But yeah, when I was younger, they were a little bit nervous about it.
Okay. Are you still mistaken for a teenager?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, speaking of how you look, so who chooses your style, or where do you get your ideas?
Basically, I kind of look up to, like, I don't know, different people, like Gwen Stefani. I look at different different artists and kind of what they wear. And I think over the years, that's how I've kind of found my style. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been into looking different. So I mean, that's why I did the purple hair. I felt like everybody was doing, if they were dyeing their hair, it was like reds or whatever, like different basic colors like that. So that's why I did purple. But like in high school, nobody was like dyeing their hair yet, and I remember I put purple in my hair, and I got made fun of a lot for it. And then like a year later, everybody started doing it.
So did you create the trend, or you just
in high school I did? Yeah, in high school I did. But and then I just kind of stuck with it. I thought, what, a lot of rocker girls kind of have the short hair or red hair, so I was like, I'm just gonna stick with purple, and I always just try to look different with it, like any sort of accessories or my shoes or.
All right, so tell me, what's this on your hand? What do you call it?
It's a bracelet,
right?
But it clamps on. It's like bracelet with rings, I guess you could say. It just clamps
it looks kind
on.
of like bones.
Yeah.
That's not a Gwen Stefani thing, I don't think.
No, I mean, it's not specifically anyone. She's the one I could think of that I look up to the most, but I don't know, if I go shopping and I see something cool, my eyes just kind of drawn to it.
Okay. So what's your favorite color?
Purple.
I kind of guessed.
Yeah.
Now, is it a light purple, dark purple, or any
Usually
color?
look at dark purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why?
I don't know. I mean, it's always been one of my favorite colors. Ever since I was a kid, it's always been.
I think my favorite color was purple once.
Really?
But I switched over to blue when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Is it hard to write good songs? What's it take to put together a song?
It takes, for me, it's usually always from a personal experience. I think some of the best ones are the most personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what makes a good song, is when you're not, like, when I'm so focused and I'm so into writing and I'm so creative in that moment where I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about the stresses of the day or like of the next day. I'm literally just so lost in it that all I could think about is what I'm feeling at that moment. I think those are the most successful songs I've written.
Okay. Now, do you look for something that made you uncomfortable in the past and then bring that out?
Sometimes, yeah. I started writing just lyrics when I was around 10 years old.
Okay.
So, I was writing all lyrics. I didn't really start putting them to music until much later, but I've always been writing lyrics just to express myself. Mm-hmm. It's always been kind of therapeutic for me. So, but yeah, sometimes it depends on kind of how I'm feeling in the moment. If it's a breakup, obviously, it'll go from there. But if it's, I'm getting flashbacks or feeling the same feelings I felt like I was getting in high school. When I got bullied a lot in high school and middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, a lot of that is actually what I think drove me to kind of do music, because I was I did not fit in with anybody.
Okay.
That I felt like I had so much time on my hands to practice, like 8 hours a day, and like really express my emotions through that. That's kind of where I fit in. Like, I finally found my niche is when I started music. So, but yeah, I mean, I'll go back to experiences all the time. It depends on what I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll get triggered by, you know, any sort of experience that's going on in the present, that I'll be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm being bullied, or I feel like I'm an outcast again. You know, there's still certain situations I go into where I'm like, wow, I don't fit in at all. And that's, you know, now I'm much more okay with that, but if it triggers something, I'll write a song about it.
So you think the music has helped? You say you're more okay with it now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what made me, it kind of shaped me in a way. It's kind of what made me start not caring what people thought, because I knew I could write my opinions out on paper and through songs, and it just didn't matter what they thought, you know.
That's great.
Yeah.
I envy you a little bit. Now, talking about other influences, I see you've performed with your grandfather some.
Yes.
When did he become an influence on you, on your music?
Always. I mean, ever since I can remember, he was playing music, and my grandmother was singing. So I know, I was really little, so it's really foggy, but I know like the whole family used to get together, and my uncle would play drums, and my grandfather would play sax, my grandma would sing, and it would just be like an event that they did. And so I've always been really inspired, and, you know, I used to go to my grandfather's in the summer, and he had, you know, a keyboard there, he had a piano downstairs, he had all his horns downstairs, because he plays clarinet, trumpet, alto sax, tenor sax, piano. So, you know, it was a very musical house. So I was always kind of around that stuff, and he's always inspired me. I'm so close to him. He's like my best friend. So.
And he's how old now?
He's 83.
83.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're like identical, like our personality, everything. Like we just connect on everything, especially music. So I think once I started music, he really helped shape me, because he knew the business. He used to play out a lot with the big bands, and he went to the Eastman School of Music in Rochester and finished a 4-year program in 2 years. Like he's been in music his whole life, and so he really helped me kind of prepare and, you know, just be very good about my practicing. So I think that's where I got it from.
That's great. Well, in practice, I know from my limited experience with music that practice is really, really important and really hard. So how do you keep yourself motivated? I hear you practice 8 hours a day, half vocals, half guitar. Yeah, I was, you know, now about that, it's a little bit less now, just because I'm usually doing shows and running all over. But yeah, I mean, I stay inspired all the time. You can never stop learning. So I think if I was on the same thing all the time, I'd probably get very bored. But I think because you just can't stop learning, I never get tired of it. Like I'm taking a lesson. I'm taking a lesson from Jennifer Batten, who's one of my favorite guitarists. She played with Michael Jackson. Oh. And I'm looking forward to that a lot. But you know, I'm taking lessons from her. She can never stop learning. It doesn't matter. I mean, I studied all her books too, so it's not like, you know, it's not like that's all she can teach me. And I know that, and I've always known that. That's the best thing about music, is you can never stop learning. So this is college. This is your learning. This is your college.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know this yet, but I chose not to go to college so that I could.
I didn't know how you would fit it in, but yeah.
No, I mean, like I've gone part-time a little bit when I can, but you know, it's you know, it's hard to do that. Music's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than people think it is. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's just a hobby, but it's, you know, you're learning a lot, and it's, you know, that's where I'm finding my niche. And if I went to school for music, I'd be learning mostly the same things, and all my instructors told me that. So, you know. And
you're also learning how to deal with being on the road,
in business,
dealing with people.
Yeah.
So, where do you see yourself going after this? Do you want to win a Grammy? Do you want to hit the Billboard charts?
Absolutely.
And so, what walls do you have to knock down to get there?
I think if I just keep pushing and keep playing, keep writing music, and you know, I'm very blessed with the team that I have, and as long as we're all pushing and we're all together on it, I think I will get there. I always dream big, you know. That's how I was when I started guitar. It was like, you're starting way too late, and you know, I wanted to play Freebird like within like 6 months, and they're like, you're crazy, like you're not gonna be able to do that, and I did it. You know what I mean? It's just little things like that actually drive me to to get to my goals. I dream big, but I think that's what makes most artists that are out there today, I think, do dream big, and that's why they're where they are.
And I've heard that.
Yeah.
And so tell me about this concert you're about to play, how you got involved with that. And
well, Rich Rawson saw some YouTube videos of me and contacted my tour manager, and so, you know, in the process we were making it a benefit for Sandy Relief. So every $10 ticket will donate to the HSRF, so that because basically what happened is FEMA was extending homes for the people from Sandy that lost their homes. It runs out today.
Oh,
so
today.
Yeah, so 2,000 plus people are going to be homeless.
Even though they authorized that new funding through the federal government, that didn't cover that?
No, it didn't cover it. It runs out. So what's happening is what we're doing is we're going to donate to HSRF, so that Hurricane Sandy Relief Fund, so that they can, because they do a lot. They have volunteers. They, you know, anything to overcome the damages. They're helping some government agencies. So we're trying to donate to them so we can get these people homes and back up on their feet.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing how far you have to look for help when something like that happens.
Yeah.
We've had some stuff from Wellsboro already go over there. I know of a couple people who were just taking truckloads of food over to New Jersey. And I knew somebody who was involved with the Civil Air Patrol who went out there and helped with the relief. I mean,
yeah,
they just had a huge mess, and I
huge.
can't imagine.
Yeah.
Have you been out there to see?
I have not been out there, but I have cousins that live there. And
okay.
So they kind of know what it's like. They're okay, like where they are. It wasn't really bad, but, you know, they actually didn't, I don't think, they were here, they're where I was living, in Rochester, and they didn't go back there. They were visiting. They didn't go back there because they knew the storm was going to hit.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but there was a lot of damage with that. So, you know, we're very happy, and I'm very happy to do something to help.
All right. So if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing, do you think?
It's hard to imagine it. But I would probably, I don't know, be writing. Probably something in writing. Something with creativity, I'm sure I'd be in. But it is really hard to imagine my life without music.
Okay. Is it different trying to succeed, trying to be a celebrity, being a woman?
Yeah, I think so. It depends on, I think, what genre you're in. But I think because I'm in rock, I think it is. And I think the other thing is because I'm known for my lead guitar. I think that makes it more difficult because there's not a lot of lead guitarists that are female out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm constantly proving myself, which is fine. I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? I think it's fun to show people.
Yeah, I can see it in your shoulders that you're okay with it.
Yeah, like I feel like it's, you know, it's fun to kind of just show people, like, if they don't believe it, I'm like, all right, well, you'll see. You know what I mean? So, but it is. You know, I think if it was a guy walking up there and they don't think they said lead guitar, I'd be like, okay. But I think because if it's a girl, I think I get a lot of people that are in a good way shocked. You know what I mean? Shocked, or, you know, but like in high school when I started, I had a lot of guys, you know, even after I like shredded Freebird at my high school talent show, a lot of guys were kind of like, oh, I could do that. You know, I get a lot of that still, you know what I mean, in high school, and it still carries through business. But, you know, it is what it is, and I, you know, as long as I can show them what I can do, I really don't care.
Okay. No, I think that was about all my questions. Was there anything else that you wanted to get out there? Things that you're working on? Have you recorded
yes.
albums?
Just one.
Mm-hmm.
It's my Soundproof Walls EP. Mm-hmm. You can get it on Amazon, iTunes, CD Baby, and my website is meliarocks.com, as you can see. And if you search on YouTube, Melia's Music is my channel.
Yeah, I found that.
Okay, so yeah, all that stuff. But other than that, I mean, I'm working on new material. I'm writing new material right now, and you know, I'm excited to get some new stuff out there. And I'm actually playing a couple new ones tonight acoustically. So
okay, you're trying out some new songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I mean, tonight we'll be on at 9, and doors will be at 7. I'm very excited. It'll be a good time.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a safe trip back.
Thanks.